Hey everyone, it is Shannon, and I'm here today to share with you my Grinchathon TBR for the Christmas in July, or Xmas in July, Xmas in July edition, which is running July 25th until August 1st, Saturday to Saturday. The Grinchathon is a readathon created and hosted by Izzy, Punk Rock Girl PA. I will leave a link to her announcement video up in the cards for you to check out. And this is a readathon that goes on in December and then occasionally has other rounds during the year, including sometimes for Xmas in July, which is what this edition is for. This round is for. And so this is a very wide open readathon. There are 7 prompts. You can try and fit one book into all of the prompts. You can ignore the prompts. You can use books that you are already reading. You can start books and not finish them. You can do whatever you want. It is very open and free-spirited, so the whole point is just to read together, and I always try and do my best to manipulate the challenges, but I often just sort of like pick something that fits it, so I always feel like a fail. I think did I get some creative ones in here? No, I not really. But I have a lot of the books that I picked can fit more than one of the prompts. So I was able to manipulate it in that way. So even if I just read half of the books I pick, I'll probably hit all of the prompts. Hopefully. So anyway, let's get to the prompts. The first prompt is love. And for that, I picked The Body is Not an Apology, The Power of Radical Self-Love by Sonya Renee Taylor. This is a nonfiction book. And I heard Sonya Renee Taylor talk at, what was it? I can't remember what it was called. It was like a diversity and inclusion talk, and they are also a poet, and this opens with a poem. I can't decide if I want to read it in text or listen to the audiobook. The author does narrate the audiobook. Scribed, I believe, has both, so I can even jump back and forth, which isn't something I normally do, but I might in this case. I've only heard good things about this book, and I'm very, very much looking forward to it. I also have another choice for love. Maybe I will read 2 books that are love-centric. And the second one is Love's Comedy by Ibsen. So this is a play. Ibsen is a Norwegian playwright, and I'm working my way through his work. And this one, I haven't read any this month because I'm reading Shakespeare for the All the World's a Page, but I am missing Ibsen. I haven't So, and this one was received pretty positively after it was edited. The last one I read was not received so positively, and this has love in the title, and I have really loved a lot of the plays of Ibsen that I have read, so I'm feeling like this could work for the love prompt. And it is sometimes good to have plays during readathons because they're shorter. Increased chance of success. Not that you have to finish it, but if you want to finish it, because this readathon goes to the end of the month, so there's like, I always got my eye on that finish line at the end of the month. So some months I let that go, but this month I am eyeing that finish line. So yeah, so Love's Comedy is another choice I might go for love. The next prompt is dark, and I'm trying to remember what I picked. Okay, so Alpha's Origins by Ilona Andrews. This is a novella. Ilona Andrews is one of my favorite authors. It's a husband and wife team, and I want to read everything they've written. Everything. They wrote the Kate Daniel series, which I loved. I am in the middle of the Innkeeper's Chronicles, which I'm loving. They mostly write urban fantasy. This one I think is more science fiction-y, and it often has a lot of action in it and long arc plots. All of those things I love. But this one I noticed on their website, it is a prequel for a series. The series is Alphas, and the title of the work is Origins. And this is the only book in the series that has been released so far, so I would be up to date by just reading one title, so that's a pro. But also they did note on their website that this is the most, I think the word they used was controversial, title that they have written. The feedback that they have gotten on this one has been the most divided on it. And I'm not sure, but I think that there might be a kidnapping situation that might lead to a romance situation. So I know that's like a thing in romance, but this is like science fiction, urban fantasy-ish thing. So I don't know. That's just sort of what I've gleaned from some of the Goodreads reviews and some of the information on the site. So it sounds like it's a bit more controversial or not as easily received by the fans. So I'm curious to check it out. It does look like a dark world. I don't even know if it's on Earth or alternate reality. I have no idea. But the idea of reading one title and being up to date, huge thing. And it's all green and black, which is very Grinchy. So going with that. The third prompt is G is for Grinch, and I should have picked that. That would also work sort of for G is for Grinch, maybe, and also because people have a sort of Grinchy reaction to it. See, thinking. But I think I am going to go with, because this just made me laugh when I thought of it. I looked on my shelves at like my green books, and this is what I thought I might go with. So I might read The Penguin Guide to Punctuation, because I do like reading nonfiction books about grammar and English, because I just do, because I like lexicons and stuff like that. And this one, it does go through different kinds of punctuations: the full stop, the question mark and the exclamation mark, the colon and the semicolon, the hyphen and the dash. Oh my god, I am going to love this book. Yep, because it talks about the rules. Just something that I like, and not a lot of people like. But when it comes to punctuation and grammar, people can get a little surly about things. So I thought it was a good fit for Grinch, and the fact it was green. So that is one pick. I also do have a backup pick, just in this one I just picked it because it was green. In the Days of the Cotton Wind and the Sparrow by Rafi Aaron. This is a book of poetry, and I thought that would be a good addition to, that's always a good choice for a readathon, because they are shorter. Look at that. Then I enter this sacred grounds. You know, I'm interested. And there's a tree. The wrath of measure of how the days pass. Oh my gosh. During the summer nights. It is summer, so it all works. So that is my G for Grinch options, because green. And Grinchy. Well, this one doesn't seem super Grinchy. A Grinch could live there, you know, during the summer days. It's possible. Number 4, Rainbow. So I have 2 choices for this one as well. Let's talk about Love by Claire Kann, and this is a contemporary romance with an asexual protagonist. This has been on my radar for a while. I've really been wanting to read it, and I picked it up recently, so I'm really curious about checking that out. And I also picked up a backup, and that is If We Were Villains by M.L. Rio. M.L. Rio. This one also would be a tie-in with the All the World's a Page readathon, which is a Shakespeare readathon that I'm doing all month, because it is set, I can't remember if it's for a theater company or a school that's putting on Shakespeare productions. I think it gets classified as dark academia, which I didn't even know was a thing. I didn't even know. A fair amount of people are reading this for All the World's a Page. I am reading something a little similar, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to this one, but I did want to mention it because Shannon from 155 Pages, hi Shannon, and there's another Shannon on YouTube, or on BookTube, I'm so excited. Shannon mentioned that this book has a bisexual protagonist, and that doesn't get mentioned very often, and I even looked up the book, and it doesn't on Goodreads, and it doesn't say, like, it hasn't been tagged enough with LGBT for that to come up. And I did a Google search, which was a bad choice because this is like a thriller. And so I might have seen a spoiler because I wanted to confirm, but then I just rewatched her video. So, you know, so I knew from that, but yeah, so I might have inadvertently spoiled myself, but this is set, I think it's often described as sort of like the secret history, but like following people studying Shakespeare or something like that. I'm not sure. I'm not sure exactly what it's about. It's dark academia, Shakespeare related with a bisexual protagonist. So I feel like that fits for Rainbow. And so hopefully I will get to it. It is available on Scribe, so I am excited about that. So yeah, one of those two totally different, contemporary romance versus dark academia. I don't know what I'll end up picking. We shall see. Number 5 is Nervous. Izzy, why did you pick this? Just kidding. I think it's actually really good to expand our reading horizons, and that's sort of how I took it. I have a twofold reason for picking this one book, but I think it is good to expand our reading horizons and read outside of our comfort zone, and that can make people nervous. And I'm a little nervous about this one for a couple of different reasons, and which I will get to in a second. So I picked for nervous Perfume, The Story of a Murderer by Patrick Süskind, and this is translated from the German by John E. Woods. So this is a very dark, I will probably only pick this or If We Were Villains because they're both very dark. This follows a murderer, story of a murderer, and I have seen the movie. So, and I actually thought the movie was extraordinary. And given the fact of what it's about, I find that disturbing that I enjoyed it. So that makes me nervous. I'm also extremely nervous because I know this is one of Izzy's favorite books. And so I really want to like it because there's always that like nervous moment of like, what if you don't like the book that someone else likes and awkwardness can ensue? I don't know. But I did read just the little beginning of it to get a sense of it. And I was pulled in. Like I had to like say, you know, Shannon, you got to go do other stuff. Stop reading. So that was a good sign. But it does make me nervous. Also darker. I don't tend to read books with darker themes or that are more thriller based or more about crimes and stuff like that. And so I am really nervous about that as well. So, but I did watch the movie, so I have a sense of the story. I don't know how close the movie is to the book. I imagine the theme or the through line of the plot, maybe not the specifics of the plot, but like the character and what the character does is similar because of the title alone, and the film really is brilliant. So I am nervous and excited and I don't know. So after we get nervous, we're allowed to get safe. And for that, I chose Magnus, Chase, and the Gods of Asgard, the final book, which is The Ship of the Dead by Riordan. And so this felt really safe to me. It's urban fantasy, which is one of my favorite genres, and it's also the third book in a series for which I like the other two books, so that's a pretty safe choice. It would finish a series, which is just, you know, icing on the cake. It's a kid's book, so although I'm sure people would be in peril, also be safe. And it could also follow for a couple of, I think you could also put this in rainbow because there is, from the other books, I imagine the character, there is a gender fluid character, although it's not the protagonist. So it would also work for that as well. And I actually find the covers are pretty rainbowy, especially the first one. Yeah, so I think this is my safe choice. I've wanted to be, I can't believe I haven't read this yet. I really, I think I've read like one book a year in this series. So yeah, so that's a bit weird that it's been that long. And then the seventh prompt is short, and for that I am going to go with Beauty Surrounds Us by Suzette McIntyre and Carrie Flanagan. This is a book of poetry, words and images showing the extraordinary world in which we live. So this is a combination of poetry and photography and a bookmark. So I have a feeling this will be a short read. Probably also work for rainbow. I'm sure I can find every color. Oh, look, swans. So yeah, and I think this was actually created as a part of a photography exhibit or something, because it includes selections, I think, of both the author's work as well as other people's work, and the Words and Images is the publisher, so I think that's what it was. I got this at the Toronto Public Library Bookends. And so I think that will be a short read, and it's been on my shelf for a while. I haven't been reading as many physical books, so I actually was excited to pull some books off of my shelf for the Readathon. That was really, really exciting. There is also a bonus challenge for the Readathon, and that is to share a non-book reference. I'm going to share a couple of things here that I have shared in previous videos, but I do also plan to share stuff throughout the Readathon, and this is in response to and, you know, reminding us that Black Lives Matter, and this is not a hashtag, this is not a trend, this is life, and we need to continually be working on this, and show support and learn and grow and, you know, make a difference in the world, make the world a better place. So I'm going to share two resources that I've already shared here. One is the BookTube Town Hall on Race and Inclusion that happened in early June. I will link to the video up above. It has it's a panel of 6 booktubers talking all about race and inclusion. It was really, really great. I went live and learned so much. And I think it's important being part of the community, listening to the community, responding to the community. So as booktubers, I think it's a great place, a great video to watch and engage with and learn and grow and listen. And then I'll also share for the romance readers out there, the Ripped Bodice has a racial diversity in romance publishing report that they've been doing for several years. So they go through each of the publishers, romance publishers, and share the stats of the racial diversity of their authors in terms of percentages. And it's really, really interesting, and it's something that they've been doing for several years. So there's a fair amount of data there, and you can see, if you look at the different reports, you can see which ones have made improvements and which ones have sort of stood still and stuff like that. I found it very eye-opening and made me think about maybe working in some different publishers into the mix because they have higher numbers, and I think inclusion is important. So those are 2 resources that I will link down below for you to check out, and then I also plan to share more throughout the readathon, and feel free to share anything that you found useful or helpful that has been a great resource for you, because I think it's important all around for us to continue to be engaged, even if it's something that's been around for a couple weeks. If you haven't read it, or years or months, if it's still helpful and relevant and spoke to you and made you grow as a person, it doesn't have to be something that was created today. There's nothing wrong with resources that have been around for a while, and it's great that so many resources have popped up in the past month. There's so much out there. There is so much out there. There's so much to learn. So there you go. There is my recommendations for some non-book resources there, as well as my Grinchathon TBR. Let me know, are you participating? It's running from July 25th to August 1st, Saturday to Saturday. I can't wait to get started. Usually I do include books that I'm already in the middle of, but I'm recording this a bit early, so hopefully I'll finish everything I'm reading. As if a lot of what I'm reading, some of what I'm reading, so that I want to clear the deck so I can start all of these books and enjoy the awesome week and a day that will be Grinchathon X-Mas in July. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will be back soon with another one. Thank you so much for watching.